Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel, and I'm glad that you're here because today I'm doing a giveaway, and it's going to be a pretty big one. I'm giving away 4 different drones, including an FPV starter kit with goggles and radio and drone, everything you need to get started, and I'm giving away 3 different drones that I've built, or actually rebuilt, specifically so that I could give them to you. Over the last few evenings, I've been going through my old parts bins, pulling out some parts that were just collecting dust, throwing them together into builds so that I could give them to you. I've been very blessed in the past. Some of you have sent me parts or drones to check out. Different companies have done that as well. I've ended up with just more stuff than I could possibly fly. So instead of letting it sit here and collect dust, and instead of selling it, I would just much rather give it to some of you if that helps you out. If that helps you enjoy FPV, or if you can give it to someone else, that is awesome. That's the only reason I'm doing this. And so today, let me show you what the prizes are, and then I'll tell you what you have to do to win them. All right, so prize number 1 is a Cetus Pro FPV starter kit. This is made by Beta FPV, and it's designed to be everything you need to get started in FPV all in one box. Goggles, drone batteries, charger, and the drone is super easy to fly. It has a beginner mode that can kind of hold positions so you're not crashing into stuff right away. And so it's a super easy way to get started, or it's a good gift for somebody else, even kids who want to get started. That's what this is. It comes with a nice carrying case, and I can't actually show you that case right now because it's on loan to somebody, but I've got the equivalent parts here. And so it's got a radio. This is the Beta FPV Lite radio, and you kind of hold it like a gamepad. Internal battery, charges by USB-C. You can also use this as a controller for the computer, so if you want to practice on the Sims, this is a nice way to do that as well. And it's got FrSky radio protocol, so that means it'll work with this drone, obviously, but it will also work. There's lots of bind and fly drones out there that use FrSky D8 or D16, and it can do either of those. So that is the radio. Could be useful even with other drones. You get goggles. These are super simple. Box goggles, just look in there, but it's got built-in antennas, built-in battery. The only thing it doesn't have, I wish it had a DVR. There's no way to record your video, and that's a shame. Like, even a first-time pilot is gonna have some cool experience and want to share it with people. I wish they would add a DVR. Doesn't have one, but pretty simple, but it'll get the job done. And then the whoop looks like this. It's a 75mm whoop with brushless motors, and that's what makes the Pro version of this kit different from the original. I did a review of the original Cetus FPV kit. If you want to watch that, I'll put a link down in the video description. And that is a 65mm whoop with brushed motors. So this is larger. Brushless motors are going to last a lot longer. It uses a larger battery, and I think you can expect more flight time out of this one. So I think this is definitely a nicer drone than the original. But even the original was a lot of fun for my kids. I tested it out on them, and my younger son especially really enjoyed it. It has an assisted flight mode that uses these downward-facing sensors to measure altitude and position on the ground, which just makes it really easy to take off, hold position without crashing into the walls, move around, land, and feel like you had a successful flight. And so for an absolute beginner, that's kind of what it's for. It does have other modes. If you want to fly angle mode or acro, you can do that as well. So yeah, prize number 1 is a whole starter kit, and I hope it finds a home with one of you who's really going to enjoy it. Prize number 2 is pretty cool. This is a custom drone that I built some time ago, and I quite enjoyed it. I actually made a video about it, and I'll put a link to that down in the video description. So some of you have already seen flight footage from this. It's pretty fast, and it's relatively quiet, relatively safe. I mean, it's not as safe as like a whoop, but because the weight is low, I think there are a lot of places you could fly this without really bothering people. And so that's pretty cool. It's got 3-inch props. Now, the thing that was kind of an experiment with this drone was to see if I could get away with using smaller motors on a really lightweight build. So these are 1103 8000 kV motors. So that was kind of an experiment. At first, I wasn't sure how well it would work out. The props are what make it. These 3018 props or the 3016 GemFan props are also really good on here. And this is designed for 2S. Now, you could put a 3S battery on here. It'll go super fast, but your battery voltage will sag. Your batteries will get kind of hot. I don't recommend it. So I would think of this as like a 2S drone on, a 450 to 550 size battery would be ideal for this. And the antennas back here, you can see that's an XM Plus receiver. So this is FrSky D16. The FCC version of that. So if you've got a radio that can fly this drone, then great. If you win this and you don't have a radio like that, then just let me know. I can take the receiver out, put it back in my parts bin for a future giveaway build. and then you can put whatever receiver you want in here. All right, so that's prize number 2. Well, my filming got interrupted the other day. That's why I'm wearing a new t-shirt now, but that's okay. Let's get this wrapped up. I believe we're on prize number 3, which is this power whoop. It's an 85mm frame. It's basically a Beta 85X, but not exactly the same parts that they ever shipped in the 85X. Now, I would not call this a lightweight build, and I'm kind of known for lightweight builds, so this is not my Shutterbug 85 formula. I do prefer those lighter 2S builds over these, but that's why these parts were going to waste in my bin back here, and so instead of letting them collect dust, I decided to put it together into this build, and hopefully one of you will really enjoy it. There are some advantages to the heavier formula. If you need to fight wind or something like that, it does have a lot more power. This one is going to go on 3S, not 4S. The ESC that's in here is kind of a weird one. I don't think it ever made it to market. It was kind of a manufacturing sample, so it's 12 amp, 2S or 3S, but not 4S. The motors are 1105 6000 kV, so that's a higher kV than what they ship now, and that's good because it'll be on 3S. The receiver that's under here is an FrSky XM Plus. And finally, prize number 4 is also a power whoop, but this is on the Beta 95X frame. So it's got a larger wheelbase, 2.5-inch props, carbon fiber core in the frame here. And so this one is going to have even more power and speed, and this one you can fly in 4S. In fact, I recommend it because it's got lower kV. These are 1106 4500 kV motors. It also has an XM Plus receiver, and the camera on top is the Caddx Turtle V2 camera. So it does FPV, but it also records 1080p high definition video to an SD card that slots right in there. And so you can do both at the same time. Here's some footage that I got the other day just flying this around at a practice race that I went to. If I look close, I can see there's a little bit of jello in there in the HD feed, but it still looks a lot better than any analog DVR. And I'll bet you could improve it. Part of that problem is it's only secured with 2 points on this canopy. That's how they designed these canopies. If I have time before the actual giveaway, then I might try to improve the jello on this camera. There's just a little bit, and I think you could fix it if you put grommets under the canopy on these screws and then some foam under the whole thing to just kind of dampen out some of those high frequency vibrations on the canopy. So those are our 4 prizes. Now let's talk about what you need to do if you want to enter to win one of these. It's going to be super simple because I'm not really trying to get anything out of this myself. I'm just trying to find good home for these with people who would enjoy them. So I'm not going to require that you subscribe. I'm not going to require that you hit the bell or that you like this video. I'm not going to require that you post on social media or anything like that. Those are tools. You know how to use them if you want to. If you choose to, it would mean a lot to me, but I'm not going to require any of that because I don't like it when people require that of me for entering contests. So all you have to do is comment on this video, 1 comment only, and tell me what you want. Do you want prize number 1, the Cetus FPV kit, Cetus Pro FPV kit? Do you want prize number 2, which is the Primo 3? Do you want prize number 3, which is the 85mm whoop? Or prize number 4, which is the 95mm whoop? You can let me know which ones you want, or you can let me know that you want all 3, or if you don't want any of them, you just want to comment and ask a question or say hi, that's cool too. Just let me know down in the comment. So what I'm going to do is on January 13th, December 2021, that's less than a week away, I'm going to pick the winners. And so I'm going to use a random comment picker to pick 4 different comments. I'm going to look at those comments and see what you all say that you want in terms of your preference. I'll do my best to respect those preferences because, again, the whole point is to match these drones with those of you who would really enjoy them. Now, if everybody wants the same thing, then, of course, I can't please everybody, but that's why it's important to prioritize. First place, second place, third place, like what is most important to you out of these prizes. I will try to match those up, and hopefully everybody finds something that they really enjoy. So then the next question is, if I do pick your name, how are you going to know that you won? And unfortunately, YouTube makes that kind of difficult. There's no way for me to private message any individual person on the channel. So here's what I'm going to do. Number 1, I'm going to reply to the comment, the public comment that you made to enter. I will reply to that, and if you pay attention to the YouTube app or youtube.com, there's a little bell icon and you get notifications when people reply to your comments. So if you see that notification, maybe you won. The second thing that I will do is I will try to email you if there is an email address listed on the About page of your YouTube channel. That's something that you can do. It's optional. If it's listed there, then I'll try to use that. And if those things don't work, then I'll come back on here on camera and make a video declaring the winners. But here's the thing, I can't have this drag on forever. Christmas is coming, I want to really wrap this up. And so if I cannot get a hold of you within 48 hours, then I reserve the right to just pick another name and try to continue again. And if that happens to you, I apologize in advance, but that's what I got to do to get this moved along. I don't know if anybody's going to get these in time for Christmas. Shipping gets kind of slow, but I will do my best. These prizes are my free gift to you, but I am going to ask you to help me out with the shipping so that I don't get stuck with all of that, okay? So once I successfully get a hold of you and you give me a mailing address, I'll look up the exact shipping and tell you what it is, and you can send it to me by PayPal or however you want to pay that. Once I get the payment, then I will send them on their way, okay? So if you're not willing to pay for shipment, then I guess please just don't enter. And some of you are going to ask if I ship internationally. The answer is yes. I've done that before. In fact, the last time I did a contest like this, I had 3 different winners from 3 different countries. So that's awesome. I know there's a bunch of you in France and Germany and England and a bunch of other places. And so I see you. And you can enter if you want to. But you need to understand what it's like to import stuff from the United States into your country. Sometimes it takes a long time. Sometimes there's additional fees that your country may put when it goes through customs, and in some cases you may get stuck with that. So hopefully you know what that's like in your country. If you're willing to deal with that, I'm willing to print the label and put it in the mail. Sound good? So that's it. Yeah, basically I am feeling very blessed to have had the opportunity to try all of this stuff and to get so much support from the FPV community. So I'm happy to be able to give back. I'm happy to be generous. This is pretty fun. So thanks for watching to the end, and best of luck to you. Hey, if you are new to this channel, then you might want to click on where it says Mr. Shutterbug and check out some of the other videos. I've got lots of content on lots of things related to FPV, especially micro FPV. If you're into that kind of stuff, again, you can subscribe, you can hit that bell. Those are options that you have if you want to see more stuff. If not, that's cool too. And Instagram is another way. I didn't used to post on Instagram, but I've taken that up. And you can follow me on Instagram. There's a link to that down in the video description. And the cool thing about that is it's super quick for me to post a picture of something I'm doing, a project, or some race footage and that kind of stuff. That takes a lot less of my time than editing these YouTube videos. So what that means is I end up posting a lot more often. So if you want to see those kind of more regular updates on what is Nate up to, then you can check that out on Instagram. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.